Right. Hi, thank you so
Hi.
much for being part of today's interview. My
Pleasure.
name is Manahil. I'm part of the marketing at the Career Center, and I would like for you to introduce yourself, your position, and company.
Sure. Yeah, my name is Quinnell. I'm with Enterprise Mobility. Lots of people have heard of Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I'm in the talent acquisition team, and I recruit and hire for our management trainee role, which is where I started my career off 10 years ago.
Thank you for that. So typically with like networking events like the Get Hired Fair, people always recommend being more personable when networking instead of selling yourself at the very start. So how can students show their most authentic selves at networking events such as like the Get Hired Fair without sounding too or over rehearsed?
Yeah, for sure. I think people often want to sell why they're great right away, which is a good trait to have. In these types of events, sometimes their skills may not align with what the company can offer or vice versa. So talking about yourself on a personal level rather than kind of your sales pitch could be important. Getting to know who you are, what you're studying in, what you want to do post graduation, all those things could potentially align or not align with an employer that you're talking to. So I'd say just come out and just get to know the employer, ask about their career path, who they are, what they do to get to know them, so that you can cater your sales pitch as a student to that company based on what they're looking for as well.
So, with your experience in like talking to students from this event, but also other events, what are some like standout qualities, or what makes you think like, oh, I would actually refer the student to this role?
Yeah, for sure. So on enterprises side, we're looking for kind of career objective is one of the biggest things we're looking for. We're not looking for 5, 6, 7 months of experience to take somewhere else. We're looking for you to stay long term and have a successful career with us. So when someone talks about career progression, where can I be in 3, 5, 6 years? That's really important to us, as well as the interpersonal ability to take care of our customers. So service and kind of that leadership, that progression piece is really important. In terms of what would I refer them, it's having a skill set aligns with what we're looking for. So on our end, it's service, sales, teamwork, communication, leadership. If you can highlight that in the first couple minutes, that's going to get me interested and want to reach out post there to set up an interview.
Thank you for that. So, in regards to the interview, or when you're interviewing a potential candidate, what are some red or green flags you spot like within like the first 2 to 5 minutes of the interview?
Yeah, good question. So the interview with myself is virtual. So there's some things that maybe aren't possible virtual versus in person. But a big thing for me is preparation. Often I get asked questions like, what is enterprise and what do you do? If you're getting to an interview and you don't know who the company you're applying for, that's going to be a big red flag. So preparing ahead of time, doing a bit of research, like the career path you can have or about the company's background, and highlighting those is a big green flag to show you've done a bit of research and then you want to work for us specifically, not just I need a job and I'm desperate. So I'd say the kind of preparation ahead of time is going to be important, and having some good questions at the end of the interview. Granted, that's not in the first 2 to 5 minutes, but that'll be another piece I'd say. But the first couple minutes is all about preparation, knowing who you're interviewing and what you're interviewing for, and maybe a bit of research ahead of time.
Thank you for that. So for me personally, with my like job application processes, I hear so much things like do this, don't do that. And particularly like what I'm interested in or what I get told the most is like leverage your network or just do a cold application. So I'd like to hear your take. Like, oh, what do you think is more effective in securing a job? Is it leveraging your network or just a cold application? And do you think it matters?
Not necessarily. It depends on the candidate. Obviously, if you have the skill sets, regardless of a cold application, we're going to move you forward in the interview process. Obviously, having a professional network within the company can be successful. So we always recommend, adding myself or whoever's at the booth at these affairs on LinkedIn, set up a coffee chat. We have a massive network in our team, whether it's myself, the TA team, people in business rental or daily rental that would be happy to have a conversation about their career paths. And then when you come to interview, saying I've spoken to 1, 2, 3 different people in enterprise and talked about their career paths, and I'm really excited because I can see myself doing that kind of thing. That's going to really, get our interest peaked. If you have that network. So that would be where I'd lean, but not necessarily. If you're the right candidate, regardless of the application, we'd still bring you onto the team.
Thank you for that. And lastly, how did you figure out what you wanted to do and didn't want to do in terms of like career growth and progression? And what would you recommend to first and second year students just starting or entering into like their career journey?
Sure, good question. So the main thing for me was I always wanted to move up. I was always very competitive and results driven. I wanted to do it based on performance, not on tenure. So I wanted a company where I could move up based on me rather than how long I'd been with the company. And that's where Enterprise came in. It's promotion based on performance, and it's promote from within. So everyone above me has always been in my shoes, which again, I liked when I started off. So I wanted that in my career progression. I didn't know it was going to be this company, but like I said, I've been here over 10 years and I had no clue I'd be here 10 years, but I'm very happy in the position I'm in now. In terms of first and second year students, like just showing up to these events is always great. Starting that professional network now, adding people on LinkedIn. Enterprise might be a great opportunity for you in the future, but it also might not, and that's okay. But if you're have me on LinkedIn, and I share a position or someone posts something that's in my connection that now you can connect with as well, just to grow that professional network. You never know what kind of doors are open to you in the future. So just be open to opportunities. Don't have one specific company in mind when you're in first and second year. Open your eyes to different opportunities, and that can open up doors for you as quickly as possible in the future.
Okay, thank you for that. And then that wraps up our interview. Thank you so much for being part of it, and enjoy the rest of the fair.
Will do. Thank you.